Hey tribe, so I wanted to come back on here real quick to give you guys a message that came through, and it kind of felt sudden, but then again it didn't, because I have been doing readings for a while, and the card that I keep seeing repeatedly in our readings are the Queen of Cups. I've even been seeing them in readings that I have been doing for other people, and also readings that I've been doing for myself. I keep seeing the Queen of Cups, and I know that it's not just my energy that I'm feeling. I know that this is because of the tribe, our tribe, the world, right? And I feel like the message is directly related to the mother-daughter wound. And I feel that if chances are, if you're listening to this right now, that if you clicked on this video, it's because the title caught your attention. But not only that, it's also because of the energy and the frequency emitting from the messages coming from me to you. And in no shape or form do I ever mean to exclude anyone from my readings or my sanctuary or anything like that. I am an intuitive. I have been intuitive for as long as I can remember, and I allow myself to dive into those messages, into whatever prophetic messages come through, and I'm known for giving them to my friends, the very few that I have, my family, and also my community and things like that. That's just a little bit about me for those of you guys that don't know. But anyway, I wanted to get into this message because it is very layered, and so I'm going to allow myself to speak on it as it comes through. And this mother-daughter wound, I want to start off by saying intuitively that this was something, this was a pain, this was a trauma, this was a story, this was a frequency that was passed down through the maternal line. And I feel like there were a lot of things that are going on, or that were going on when you were a child, that you may not have understood fully, but you felt it. And the reason why you felt it was because more than likely you're an empath, more than likely you're highly intuitive, more than likely you can read a room, more than likely you are a seer. And being a seer at such a young age can feel very burdensome, and it can feel very alienating. It can feel like it's the world's emotions and the world's turbulent and tumultuous waters against yours. And it can feel like, what the word is debt. It almost feels like you were indebted with the emotional weight of everyone around you, including your own. And having to navigate those waters at such a young age more than likely was extremely challenging, and more than likely I don't want to say that it broke you, but in a way, a part of you may have felt broken, especially because of the emotional weight and the emotional burdens that you may have picked up from your mom. What I'm hearing is like the words Mima. It could have been from your Mima. It could have been from Mama, or it could have been from Granny or whoever. And these things that we passed down, or the things that were passed down to you, I feel like Spirit is saying is that it's not the fact that you were meant to suffer, and it's not the fact that you were meant to carry the burden, but if anything, because of who you are, because of who you came here to be, that you were meant to be the one to heal the lineage. And you heal the lineage by healing yourself. What I'm hearing is that there were so many things that happened between you and your mom that you may not be able to understand. But Spirit is saying is that this is very specific for a very specific person, and so I'm going to trust that. Spirit is saying is that if you are in a space right now where you are feeling that you have to mother yourself in ways that you do not want to, Spirit is saying is that I want you to take this to the altar, and I want you to lay those burdens down at the altar. And I'm getting chills as I say this, but the altar for you doesn't look like brick. It doesn't look like stone. For you, it looks like you sitting at a riverbed, or you sitting at a river, or some body of water with your feet in the water. And there's this singing that I'm hearing, or like this humming, or these hymns, and it's coming from inside the water is what I'm feeling. And it's giving me these vibes of like Spirit is saying is that I want you to return home to the water, because this is where you're going to be nurtured. This is where you are going to feel at home. You're going to feel alive. You're going to feel at peace. What I'm feeling right now is that the reason why you were up at a time in your life, the reason why you are where you are now, or the reason why you were where you were then, was because there was something about what you were doing for the collective, for your family, for your job, or for whatever it may be. Your life experience was necessary for you to understand, if that makes sense. Now, it's not to say that you deserve to suffer, no, but the wisdom that you draw from these places is helping you to be seasoned, and it's also helping you to mature, but it's also helping helping because it's a part of your calling. Now, I also want to say this too. I do not believe that you need to suffer. I am a firm believer that there is something called needless suffering. If you don't have to suffer, you shouldn't, right? That's me being human, feeling this way. But what Spirit is saying is that the tasks or the things that you went through in your life were not meant to burden you, although it felt burdensome. But when you tap into that higher divinity, when you tap into that mother aspect, you then start to understand that you yourself were meant to mother the mother. I'm going to say this now, and this is no offense to anyone who has a daughter or who has children. I do not mean to offend anybody, but I'm going to say this in the most loving way that I can. If you are the mother of the daughter that is listening to this right now, Spirit is saying to you that as long as you are forgiving yourself, as long as you are coming to terms and you are being honest about your role and your daughter's development and your role and how she sees herself and her role and how she mothers and your role and how she perceives the world, as long as you are taking accountability for that, there will be healing. Spirit is saying to you to look into your daughter's eyes and see that you birthed the healer that you needed, and you gave birth to the mother that you needed. And it sounds like it just sounds so unbelievable at times, but Spirit is saying is that right now, I don't want you to process this using your ego. Yes, you want to process this using your discernment, but if you decided to walk away from this video and you turned it off and you said, no, this is not for me, Spirit is saying that you will be denying what the truth would be. Not because of who's saying it, but because you know that there is something within you that is resonating. There's something within you that is awakening. There is something within you that wants to heal. And Spirit is saying is that you heal this through your daughter. You heal this with your daughter. I'm going to be honest. There is this aspect or this relationship where not everything is going to be healed between you, and not every relationship is going to be fully mended, and not every relationship is going to be mended at all. But Spirit is saying is that where there's hope, where there is a will, there is a way, as long as you confess. There's something about a confession coming through. There's something about a confession. Like, I know that I did this. For so long, I've gaslighted you. For so long, I was gaslit, and I didn't realize that I became the person that I did not need in my life. Like, I became that person, but I did not know. It was my subconscious that was hijacked. And to you, I apologize. And to the daughter who was listening to this message right now, I'm going to be real with you. I'm not going to tell you to forgive your mom, your grandmother for whoever, or, for whatever they did. I cannot tell you that. But what I can say is that Spirit is asking you right now to forgive yourself. And when you forgive yourself, you will allow healing waters to come and to nurture and to baptize you and your lineage. There's something that happened to you when you were younger that was unspeakable. And even though they did not believe you, even though you felt that you were alone, Spirit is saying is that you are not alone now, because this is the reason why you have guides. This is the reason why you have a spiritual team, because your team is here for you right now. This is not one of those clickbait videos. I promise you it is not. I promise you it is not. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to offer a candle. In fact, what I want to tell you is that the kind of candle that you want to work with right now could be blue or it could be white. Go to the dollar store and get a candle. Like, just go to your local botanica or whatever you can, or your local apothecary, or you can go to Dollar General, the 99-cent store, Family Dollar. I don't care where you go. Get yourself something, a blue candle. It could be a little tea light candle. If that is all that you have, if all you got is $1, get yourself a candle and say, Spirit, I love you so much. And say, Spirit, I need you to help me with this aspect of my life, and I surrender these burdens to you. The reason why you seen a cut in the video was because something happened on the outside and I needed to address that. So you're probably going to hear some noise coming from the background, and it's going to stop any moment now. My apologies. But moving forward, I want to continue on with the message, because I do feel like Spirit is wanting you to understand that this is not your fault. Like, you are not the one that is responsible for what happened to you then, but Spirit is saying is that you yourself are responsible for that healing. So if all you have was $1, what you can do, and if you want to save that dollar, go ahead. But what Spirit is saying is that get a tea light candle, or even like a blue candle, like a blue one. You can get, you know, it's something that symbolizes water, or something that symbolizes purity and light. And the reason why Spirit is saying to do this, and you also want to use frankincense as well. This is a recipe coming through. You want to use frankincense. And I'm also hearing for you to use, for some of you, it's not frankincense, it's copal, like copal specifically. And I'm seeing jasmine flowers, like dried jasmine flowers. And I'm hearing something about mugwort, and I'm seeing motherwort. I'm seeing roses. White roses. I'm seeing white roses. I just heard, okay, so I just saw someone like put down, they had a bouquet, or yeah, like a bouquet of white roses, and they sat it on someone's grave. So this is someone from the other side coming through saying, I see you. Oh my goodness. Okay, I see you, Margarita. So this could definitely be someone's ancestor that has that lineage. And I also, I'm hearing that there was something like, there was someone like by a tree, or like they may have been like buried by a tree, or there may have been a tree that was planted in memory or in honor of this ancestor. And I'm seeing like really dark and like really like wrinkly. These hands are so wrinkly, and they're really dark, and they're very veiny. So this was someone that lived a very long time. And this is the energy that is coming through now. This is definitely a maternal ancestor, a maternal guide that is coming through right now, saying that we see you and we have forgiven her, and we ask that you forgive her. Whatever that means. It could be an aunt, it could be a sister, it could be whatever it means. But there's the word is Libra. Like, there's this Libra energy coming through. I'm hearing Spirit say that for those of you that are struggling with this mother wound, for some of you, this is really, really, really specific. I'm hearing that you don't see your mom as your mom. You see your mom as like a friend, or like a sister, or like an enemy, or whatever it may be. And I feel like Spirit is saying is that instead of you seeing it like that, I want you to see with divine eyes. I want to give you these eyes to see from a higher perspective, because you as a healer are here to extend these gifts to your community, to your soul tribe, because that is what it looks like for you to heal. And this is what it looks like for you to step up to be that divine feminine healer, because you come from a space of trauma, and your wisdom, you draw wisdom from these spaces that no one else can touch. You draw wisdom from a space, from a wound. Like, there's this wound in like the womb space. There's a wound in the heart space. And I feel like Spirit is saying is that you are choosing to walk the middle way. You are choosing to walk the middle way. Like, you're choosing to walk within the heart space. There is something that came through like not long ago, and I'm going to keep giving this message until Spirit tells me not to. There's something about you leading with the heart, and how the heart is a portal. That for those of you that want to get to the root of the problem, or to get to the root of the issue, Spirit is saying that your heart is the portal. To get to the root, you must go through the heart. To get to the root, you must go through the heart. And the reason is because when you think about your heart space, your heart, you feel, right? It's what keeps the blood pumping. It's what keeps you alive. It's what keeps you going, right? And I feel like Spirit is saying is that heart means that when you go through that heart space, when you go through that portal, you go through love, and you go with love, and because you are love. And Spirit is saying is that at that time, what you needed was love. At that time, what you needed was love in this way. It was unfortunate that your mother could not give that to you at that time, because she herself was trying to survive. And even though you may listen to this and be like, but she didn't have to do me this way, what Spirit is saying is that you are 100% right. This and that are true. The whole point of us being here on earth is because we are here to learn, to observe, to evolve, and to grow, and to take it back to the stars. And Spirit is saying is that don't feed into anything that tells you that your pain was for nothing. You have the power to give your life purpose. And when you allow yourself to heal, and to dive into these conversations, and to have the conversations, and to speak up, and to be cardinal, and to allow yourself to be an advocate for your your own healing, that is how you shift, and that is how you move a mountain, and that is when mountains will bow to you. That is when the waters will submit to you, and that is when the waters will call you home. The waters are calling you home, but the reason why they are is because this is an emotional baptism. This is something that you needed to go through. This was the initiation. Spirit is saying is that this is your initiation, and this is how you heal. This is what you're showing up as. You are the divine mother. You are this divine water goddess. And what Spirit is saying is that I need you right now, but the way that I need you whole. I need you raw. If you are broken, come with your pieces, because at the end of the day, it is me that will restore you. Me meaning the divine. It is me that will restore you. Allow me in. Allow me in, because what you needed at this time was someone to understand you. It was bad enough that you were going throughout the world, and you were going to school, and you were going to your cousin's house, and maybe you were bullied, or maybe you felt like you couldn't be yourself, or maybe people just felt like they wanted to prey on your innocence because they saw your innocence as a weakness. What Spirit is saying is that you were not weak, you were strong. Your softness was a strength that they cannot hold. That is what Spirit is saying to you now. Your softness was a strength that they could not understand, and they use it against you. Your mother may have used it against you because she herself was not in her right mind. She herself was not in her right mind, and you saw that from the age of 3 and beyond. You saw that, and you knew. Some of you have a photographic memory, or some of you have very close to a photographic memory. Your mother more than likely did not have the guidance she needed. What I'm hearing is that for some of you, your mom probably did not have her mom in her life, or did not have a mother figure in her life in the way that she needed. And so because of the lack of this divine feminine guidance, what Spirit is saying is that it kept perpetuating. It kept happening until it ran into you. That is the reason why Spirit is saying is that you are the healer of your lineage. You are healing a whole ancestral line. There are so many things in your life that you have that you don't speak of. You smile anyway. You allow yourself to open up and to understand people. You are so compassionate. You are so loving. And you could never imagine hurting yourself, hurting anyone else the way that you yourself were hurt. You are the mother. You are the divine mother. And it is unfortunate, but Spirit is saying is that with the rise of the divine feminine, this is your path to leadership. You heal the mother wound. That is the path for you. That is your path right now. You are also on a path of remembrance, and you are remembering all of who you are. You are remembering your power. You are remembering your essence. And I want you to understand that you don't have to feel ashamed. You don't have to feel disempowered, and you don't have to feel alone. Spirit is saying is that we got you. I got you. She didn't know any better. They didn't know any better. You don't have to forgive them, and you don't have to be around them. You don't have to turn the other cheek. But Spirit is saying to choose peace for you. Choose peace for you. You are the mother that they needed. You may have a grandmother essence, or your grandmothers may walk with you. They may come to you in their dreams. They may come to you and say, I don't know why, but Sugarfoot is like coming through. Sugarfoot, Honey Bun, it could be any one of those names, or a sign of endearment. Honey Plum, Bumblebee, Little Bean. I don't know why Little Bean's coming through. Little Bean, like, hey Little Bean, come here. Like, these are like signs like endearment, whatever they used to call you. Like, there's something about how they see you. Like, they see themselves in you. You were being given a torch. You were passed a torch. When you didn't believe that people were advocating for you, somebody spoke up and said something, which is the reason why they came back and apologized. I'm going to say this, and I don't mean to offend anyone. That is like the last thing that I ever want to do. I'm going to say this, and I know that this may upset someone's mother. please understand that I'm coming from a place of love, and I'm coming from a space of honesty, and I'm coming from a space of divine wisdom. That is how I'm moving. The fact that you did those things, the fact that you said those things to your daughter, the fact that you did those things and then you told her that it wasn't true, or you diminished her light, or you diminished what she was going through. The reason why you did that was because you could not look at yourself and believe that you could do anything like the way that you did. The reason why you gaslit her, or them, however many daughters you have, for all of those years is because you could not believe that you were capable of doing such things. And so to convince yourself, you had to lie to her, you had to lie to them. And that is unfair. Spirit sees you, but also Spirit says that I see you so much to the point where I'm going to love you anyway, because you needed guidance. Because who was there for you? Who was there for you? Where was your mother? Spirit is asking you, what is your origin? And this is not just to the mother that did these things. This is to the daughter. This is to whoever. What is your origin? What is your origin? Who were you outside of trauma? What was the first occurrence of trauma that you experienced that you can remember? These are journal prompts. You may want to write these questions down, and you can also pause the video if you need to. What is your origin? What is your story? Who were you before they abused you? Who were you before they left you behind? Who were you before they harmed and hurt you? How has this shaped the way you feel, the way you love, the way you carry yourself, the way you perceive and interact with the world, the way you interact with your divine partner? For some, I'm hearing the word I'm hearing like the word lesbian, and I'm hearing like, yeah, like it's lesbian. Like it's giving like lesbian energy. I don't know if that's the proper term. If it's not, I apologize. But it's giving lesbian energy. It's giving, I don't like men. Like I like women. I don't know why that's coming through, but Spirit is asking you, what draws you to women? Are you here to also help women heal through sexual energy, Like it's giving me Scorpio vibes, It's like Scorpio energy, like Scorpio and Aries energy. It's so interesting. Like I'm picking up on Scorpio, I'm picking up on Cancer, and I'm picking up on Aries. Scorpio, Cancer, and Aries. Your mothers did not have the guides they needed. You were the guide. And it's this constant toxicity that is being tossed and passed around because of the divine feminine not getting the attention that it needs. And that is the reason why it's such a hard time for the family to get along. There was a passing that happened, and it tore the divine femininity apart in the family. There was a passing of someone sacred. There was a passing of someone that happened, and it tore you all apart, and it ripped you to shreds. And I'm praying for your healing. I am praying and setting my intention for you for healing, because I understand. To the little girl in you, I want to address something. I want you to know that you are safe, and that your mother does not understand what she's doing. She's hurting, and she's in pain, and she needs help, and no one is helping her. This does not excuse her for what she's doing, and it does not excuse for what she's done. I want you to know that you are so much more powerful than what you think and what you give yourself credit for. I want you to dive deep within you. So I'm going to share a poem with you. Oh my God. I have to share this poem. It's in a new book that I'm writing. I promise you that this is not me trying to sell you anything. I promise you I'm not, but I am writing another book. Microsoft Word. I'm opening up Microsoft Word right now because I really want to get to The Art of Healing. Okay. I don't know if the book is going to be called The Art of Healing, but I'm going to read you something. I really want you to say, thank you for staying. Let me go to the poem. Okay, let me see. Here you go, right here. I have it right here. I don't know what it's going to be called. Oh yeah, your safety is non-negotiable. I'm going to read you this poem, okay? This is the poem. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh shoot, can you see this? Okay, I'm not going to do all that. I'm going to read this to you, okay? This is to the little girl, to the one who needs to hear this most, okay? When the fear you must face boils in the eyes of your mother, when it spews out from the pores of her tongue, when the fumes from fires fly from the caves of her belly, let the breath of 100 angels fill you like life entering newborn nostrils. Conjure courage and calmly stare into her scared eyes and say, you are hurting and I am human. I am the gift given from God, formed within your womb. I am here on purpose, not to be harmed by you. You need your mother, as do I. Your safety is non-negotiable. There was a reason why I wrote that poem, and I feel like 100% this was for you. That was for you, 100%. You don't have to take that kind of talk from anyone. And let's go a little bit deeper. This has shaped the way that you interact with women. This has shaped the way that you have friends. This is the reason why you don't like hanging around with women, because you feel like they're going to end up like mom. There is a mother wound. Yeah, we're going to take it further. We're going to go further, right? We're going to go a little bit deeper. The reason why it's hard for you to get along with these other women, or for you to trust the divine feminine outside of you, is because it started at home for you. Because there's a subconscious expectation that women are going to be the same way, that you're going to have to fight for you to even be seen or noticed, or you're going to have to fight your way through. You're going to have to fight through the disrespect, that you're going to have to be someone that you don't want to be, all for the sake of surviving in a world where women tell you, or divine feminine energies tell you who to be and how to be, because of the way that they speak to you, because of how they feel that they can just overpower you. But see, they are all reflections of the very thing that is awakening within you. You are awakening. You are awakening. Your power is awakening. Your power is awakening. This divine feminine energy that is within you right now is definitely being healed. And it is called, and Spirit is saying is that the way to heal that is you start at home. Let yourself heal from the things that you went through at home. You did not deserve that, and you don't have to take that, and you don't have to stick around. But something tells me that for some of you, the relationship will be mended because you have that capacity. Not everybody can understand. Not everybody understands that you can look at someone in the face and say, I love you and forgive you and I embrace you, even with being abused, even with the things that happen at home, right? The competition in the home with the mom and the daughter. Like, come on now. Let's just be real. We know that shit happens, especially in our communities. We know that happens. We know it does. And it is still going on. And if you are listening to this now, Spirit is saying is like, you don't got to be in competition with no one. Because anytime someone else has to compete with you, it lets you know that they see in you what they lack within them, and they have to try to one up you to feel relevant and important. You heard that, and you can rewind it if you need to. I said what I said. And the reason why I'm so confident is because I understand how you feel. I understand. To the mother that does not have her mother, that needed a mother figure, I pray that you get everything you need. And even when you feel like you will never get that, I want to tell you right now that if you really feel that way and you've made up your mind, probably. But at the same time, this universe is so vast. This universe is so vast that just because you believe that it cannot manifest doesn't mean it doesn't have the capacity to. Your ego tells you no. But that is not what the truth is. And that is what Spirit's message to you is right now. You are being healed and you are being called home. You are being surrounded by ancestors. I want you to take accountability. And daughters, I also want you to take accountability for you, what you could have also done better as well. This is not the point to finger at anyone. It's to say that everybody needs healing. So expect the light to be shined on that. I hope that this video helped you, and I know for a fact, for a spiritual fact, that it reached you at the most perfect divine timing. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I'll catch you guys later.